Stephen Cordeño right here with Bill Haney. Man, congratulations! I told Devin the same, man. Congratulations, you guys got it. I was rooting for you. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I feel like Devin, because you guys are on your own, right? You guys are self-run. He's been kind of the loudest dog barking for, you know what I mean, these guys.
Absolutely.
And you finally got one, right? You finally got one. What was it like that day that it was like signed, sealed, delivered? All right, we got it. It's done.
Well, I mean, it's been a constant development. Shout out to Joel Diaz, who also gave us an opportunity to get here. Jorge Linares and Gamboa, three world champions who helped in the development. Because if they didn't say yeah, then we wouldn't have the experience going into this fight. So, you know what I mean? I don't want to say this is the first one, but I want to definitely shout out to Jim and George, you know what I mean, who ultimately did accept our challenge for the remaining belts. You know what I mean? And it's just been a hell of a ride.
Definitely has, man. You guys are leaving Sunday to Australia. Looking at the fight, well, first let's kind of go back to the Teofimo fight with Kambosos. Were you on the side of people kind of surprised by the victory by Kambosos, or did you kind of know Kambosos going in and kind of like worry about how Teo would do against him?
Well, shout out to Teo and his dad, and I hope that he has a speedy recovery and get back to the great fighter that he is. Of course, we were chasing for that fight, and our chase is legendary.
I was there.
Yeah. So he didn't give us any indication that he was going to fight Devin. Both George and Devin were communicating, and George assured Devin that once he beat Teofimo Lopez, he was very confident going into the fight that he would make the fight with Devin. And for those reasons, we were actually pulling for George Kambosos to make the fight happen. I think after he won the fight, then it kind of changed a little bit.
It was like new phone who's
Yeah. It's kind of changed a little bit. He went on tour, and it was for us kind of unprecedented that a champion, right, is going on tour to look at the challengers, right? So we were kind of disappointed. Fortunately, Lou DiBella, the lead promoter on the event, assured me and promised me that if he couldn't strike a deal with Lomachenko and Top Rank, that he would come back and revisit a deal between us and him for George Kambosos. That's what we did. We were able to also, because of Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, and DAZN, not contractually tying us down, even though they gave us those big fights and in the sense of Joel Diaz, Jorge Linares, and Gamboa, right? So they gave us those fights, helped us, worked with us, and then allowed us, when it came time to do a fight that they weren't able to close on, cross the street. Devin had an extreme loyalty to Eddie Hearn, and we took some time. Eddie and Devin took some time and had an intimate, private conversation. Eddie gave us our blessings. Then Devin called me and told me do everything that we can to make the fight. I then called Lou and told Lou that it was on like popcorn.
I told Devin this. I've asked people like Manny Robles. I want to say Jamel Herring has kind of brought it up to me as well.
Whatever you do, don't ask Joel Diaz.
Oh.
He's a hater.
What does Joel said?
Joel then said he didn't went to sleep during the fight and all those kind of things. But do you know him as a fighter?
Oh, well,
yeah.
Diaz?
18-3 with 3 knockouts.
Okay.
So if he goes to sleep during Devin's fights, when he was fighting, you were asleep. Yeah, he was asleep at his fight. You dig what I'm saying? But go ahead, Manny Robles.
Right. They both told me that they feel that maybe Devin's not getting enough credit for going over there. I mean, he deserves a lot of credit. He's a young American champion making money already. He doesn't need to go over there. Absolutely. But do you feel he's getting the credit he deserves going across, not even the pond, going across the world, you know what I mean, to down under?
Absolutely. But that's what dreams are made of, and that's what being a world champion is going into a place that you're not necessarily known, right? You're not necessarily respected, and coming out with the respect of the fans. So we look forward to going to Australia. A great group of people. My son, my younger son, he's a tennis player, so we watched the whole whole Australian Open. It was a great performance by Rafael Nadal. You know what I mean? So we look forward to going over and, of course, earning the respect and gaining some fans in Australia.
Obviously, you've talked about the judges, I'm sure, and the judging. We all saw what happened with Pacquiao Horn. Obviously, Devin went all in and was fine going over there. But, I mean, in the back of your mind, is that any concern at all? I ask people, maybe does Devin need to do anything different with his style or anything like that? Jermel and them kind of told me Devin just needs to do what Devin does. But, I mean, is there any, in the back of your mind, kind of any concern about the judging in Australia?
Well, I mean, that would be like saying that Devin and our team are going to come in and put on an A performance. You got George Kambosos, we're going to put on an A performance. You have Lou DiBella on an A performance, top rank, and Bob Arum, A performance in terms of making this event happen. The Victorian government, A performance, and then you have a judge or a referee who's worked their whole career to get in these kind of positions to then do a C-class, C-level performance, or an F or a D or something like that. So I expect the judges on that particular day to do the best that they can do. I expect judges to show up and put on an A-class performance and make the best man win.
I can't wait, man. I'm gonna be going, so I'll be in the house with you guys. If you guys do become undisputed on June 5th over there, the rematch is back over there again. And is that it for the Top Rank deal and the kind of Kambosos contracts? And then you guys are free to do whatever you want?
Well, right now, Devin is at Top Rank like a hot knife and running through butter. You see what I'm saying? We look at it as butter over here, and Devin being the hot knife. How long we stay is how long they can make the fights happen. If they can't make the fights happen, and of course the legacy-defining fights, then of course you know what I mean. We have to revisit, and I have to go up in the office and talk to Bob. Right now, it's all about George Kambosos. We're fortunate to have the opportunity to have George Kambosos, and we're not looking past him. We're looking at him.
Definitely, man. It's going to be great. The fight right before, the week before your guys' fight, Tank versus Rolly. I know you guys have history with Rolly. How does that fight play out? I mean, Rolly's been talking really badly about Devin as well. Is that maybe the best asset he has? Is his confidence in his mind going into that Tank fight?
Well, he talks a great game, not a good game. He talks a great game, and I think that he's talked himself in the position that he's in. But I have Tank by murder.
Tank by murder. That's how it goes. Last one, man. I just remember Shakur looked pretty dominant in his fight against Oscar Valdez.
He looked very dominant.
Right, very dominant. Right. Yeah. I know Shakur and Devin are been close since they've been small. He looked great. I'm sure Devin's going to look good. Is that a fight? I know they're friends, but at some point there's a monetary value to maybe put on the friend on hold ship for a night and making money together in a fight. Do you see that happening eventually?
Talk to me after we finish with George Kambosos.
Will do. Bill, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate your time, man.